Hi, Steve here from the Vinyl Record Mission. Today I'm going to show you what off-gassing or ghosting or hazing looks like when it's really bad. And I'm also going to play that record for you so you can hear what it sounds like. I'm going to do that using none other than the UK pressing of, yeah, you guessed it, Thick as a Brick. Stick around. I'll be back in a flush.
Your two favorite guys, Ryan and Steve from the Vinyl Record Mission.
Welcome back to the Vinyl Record Mission, and my last few videos have been about ghosting and or off-gassing or hazing, whatever it is. Man, unbelievable amount of comments on opinions and what people have experienced. And what I found is that there's a lot of similarities when it comes to this experience. And then there are a few people who claim that it is non-existent, that it is not an issue, that they've never experienced it, that it has to do with the chemical compounds of the pressing plant because everybody has their own recipe for the vinyl. I've heard that. I've heard that it's... So, yeah, you know, it's really just a quandary. There's no way of really knowing. However, I have a copy of Thick as a Brick, and this is the UK edition with, you know, the full-blown newspaper inside, and just a really, really nice copy that came in a collection that I bought, and the guy had it in a plastic outer sleeve, and it was from Amoeba. And it had on the outer plastic sleeve, it said that there was ghosting. That's where I heard that term, that it was ghosting, and that they didn't, you know, they really didn't disclaim whether or not they could hear. They didn't play test it, but that record came into the collection, and I'm going to show you some close-ups of that record. But here's the album that I have, and it's really hard to see the ghost. Well, you might be able to see it here. I don't know, but I have some video footage of this exact record with showing how badly it's ghosted. So check this out. Okay, so here is a clear example of ghosting that cannot be removed. This is a record from 1972. As you know, this is the Jethro Tull Thick as a Brick, the newspaper edition, UK pressing, and as you can see, there's clearly a film that goes all the way around the perimeter. And look at that right there. That's a serious ghost. That almost looks like marbled vinyl right here. Apologize for the lights on there. This is the best lighting I can get to show the ghosting, the discoloration. You can see right here the difference between the area that's permanently ghosted and the clean vinyl right there. But it's all the way around the edge, halfway into the record, even more so right here. You can see that's all ghosted. None of that's coming off. Believe me, I've cleaned it. And the boot, it's also on this side as well, as you can see. See there? Ghosting. More haze. More haze. Yeah, look at that. This is on the flip side. And this record was bought at Amoeba, and Amoeba knew. They put a disclaimer on the outer sleeve, the poly outer cover, that said that the record had hazing on it. But I guess because it was the coveted UK newspaper edition, somebody bought it, and I ended up getting it in a collection. Tell me that's not heavily hazed or ghosted, or if that's not off-gassing, then I mean, I don't know what is. I've been told by people who own record supply companies that are dealing with inner sleeves all the time that is what's known as off-gassing, and the term is loosely used in the industry. However, I've also gotten comments from people saying that the UK pressings from the 60s and 70s were culprits, and I've also had people say the opposite, that they've had no problems at all with the polylined inner sleeves from the UK from the 60s and the 70s. Well, this record was pressed in 1972, and it came in this exact sleeve right here, which is, you can see, it's polylined, and it is made in England right there. There's your disclaimer about keeping it away from babies because it can suffocate a child. However, there's nothing on there about how it can suffocate your record, possibly. But you saw the actual ghosting on there. Now it's time for you to hear it. So have a listen to this. And this is what is heard in mainly the quiet parts, but the discerning ear can hear this during playback. To me, that was a case of clear-cut and concise proof that off-gassing exists, or hazing or ghosting or whatever it is. There is a film that was transferred to the record from the inner sleeve, and that it is clearly audible when it is as bad as you saw there. That will not come clean. It will not come off. And I'm not going to try any harder. So I'm sure if Amoeba was able to clean that off with one of their VPI machines, they would have done it. But they must have tried and had no luck. So, end of the story is, there's proof that it exists and that it can ruin your records. So I would love to hear the comments and or the critics explain to me what I just shared with you, and why we should not be concerned about this phenomenon. So this was a short video just to, give some proof as to what I've been talking about and what I think people should be concerned with regarding their sealed records and or any records from particular eras that have inner sleeves that cause those issues. Thanks for joining me. This is Steve from the Vinyl Record Mission. Take care.
If you haven't, make sure you hit like and subscribe to the Vinyl Record Mission so that way you don't miss out on any future content. More videos coming your way.